Jesse on Fire, why are we talking about this again? Well, because this video right here that got sent to me is Layla Anna-Lee about 10 years ago, directly related to what she said about the How to Be a WAG book. And we're going to talk about that. I also looked into the company that we discussed yesterday, the Future Group, which has to do, well, it is their company. I verified that she owns it with E and Garry. However, the creation date of when it actually became incorporated is not the same as what's on her LinkedIn page. And so I'll tell you when it was actually incorporated because it definitely changes the story quite a bit. And also, E and Garry and her put out a video statement. So, well, E and Garry put out a video statement and she put out a video statement. And the reason why that part is the most important part, because the stuff that has to do with her is actually not important, like, at all. But what is important is, are we looking at what I've been saying, which is the future welterweight champion and one of the more dominant champions that we've ever seen in the UFC. That is my prediction for this guy. I just want to keep reiterating that going into his fight in a couple weeks, which, like, I'm making a pretty bold statement here. I think E and Garry is going all the way. I think he's going to be at the top of the mountain. I think he's going to be one of the all-time great fighters. I'm serious about that. Like, I'm not, there's no hyperbole here. I really believe that. Doesn't mean I'm right. But I have not been this bullish on a fighter in a long time. I think this dude is going to be Israel Adesanya level or better. Okay, that's my prediction for him. And he put out a video statement having to do with all of the drama. And given that everybody keeps saying online, there's no possible way he's going to win at UFC 296. He's going to go to the press conference. These guys are going to kill him at the press conference. He's going to go in there and he's going to fumble everything he's got going for him. How could he possibly focus? How could he possibly focus with all of this going on? And so now we get to actually see a video of him talking about the situation and we can evaluate what's his body language like. Does he seem like he's melting down? Does he seem like he does not give a single solitary fuck? Or does he seem like, you know, he's somewhere in the middle? Because I have a very strong opinion on that. And then also we'll look at his wife and see where she's at because she made some statements also. And she looks pissed, dude. I'm going to be honest. She looks mad, dude. She does not look happy. So we're going to talk about all of that. So buckle in and do that. What's up? Now, really quick though, this month, I am just now announcing the Jordans giveaway. I waited until the end of the month because I was going to do all of the announcements right now. Every month, Sheath Underwear is the best sponsor in the universe. They have been sponsoring this channel for 2 fucking years. And because they are such a consistent and incredible company, I, every single month, give away a free pair of Jordans to one of my viewers that goes on to sheathunderwear.com, buys anything from the website, use the promo code FIRE, send the receipt to realjesseonfire@gmail.com, and you will get entered to win. I have 0 entries this month. Zero entries this month. Well, at least in the last couple weeks, I need to go review. But not very many. You have a very good chance of winning. So you go to sheathunderwear.com, buy one of the best pairs of underwear or their shirts or anything. Sheathunderwear.com, use promo code FIRE, send the receipt to realjesseonfire@gmail.com, and you have a very good chance of winning a free pair of Jordans. So let's get after it. I will admit, you guys, I got to admit one thing. The Jays that were won last month and the month before, I lagged so hard on sending them out, I literally just sent them today. So don't get mad at me because I lag. I promise this month I will get them out faster. They won them. They've been sitting at my house for 3.5 weeks. So, but they are on the way now, and I will even show you guys. Look at, here you go. You know, here you go. There's Gabrielle sending me the shipping receipt because I am a total fucking slapdick. But I will always come through. There will always be a free pair of Jordans. They will always go out. Anyone who's won them can verify that in the comments. So anyway, that's what it is. All right, so let's jump into this thing really quick. I don't even know where I want to start. I think I actually want to start with the statements that they made, and we're going to go from there, and then we're going to talk about all of it. Let's watch this first. This is E and Garry's statement, and I want to talk about him. Then we'll watch Layla Anna-Lee's, and then we'll talk about her.
Now, in a video posted to his Instagram story, Garry and his wife fired back at critics and shared their side of the story. You can watch the full video on Ian's Insta stories. What do you guys make of this entire situation?
Good morning. Right, there's been a lot of shit being said online about me, my family, my personal life. All of it's nuts. So my wife decided to clap back a little bit, give some truth to the story. And yeah, so look, my wife is the most intelligent person I've ever met. That's why I married her. That's why I fell in love with her. She's awesome. Now, if you think you're gonna talk about me or my kids or my team or my family, and me and her not clap back, then you're nuts. Listen to what she has to say.
All right, so real quick, I want to pause it right there and talk about what he said before you can look at this smoke and hear what she says. So here's the deal. If that looks like Ian Garry's rattled, you're tripping. He's not rattled at all. That, you want to know what that is? This is my hypothesis based on that and his body language, etc. Right? He does not give a fuck. Okay, like he's out training. He is not tripping on this at all. Not at all. She said to him, they are attacking me. They're coming after me. I want to put a statement out. I'm going to put it on my stories. Could you please put on your story that I'm doing this so everyone goes and looks at it? That's what that was. I would bet my fucking life on that. That all you're looking at there was her saying, Ian, can you just direct people to my story so they see my comment? He does not care. He is not rattled. This is not going to help Luke at all. I am now even more confident that this guy is going to be a world champion and a dominant one at that. Now, his personal life, I'm not even talking. That's irrelevant as it relates to him being a world champion, as far as I'm concerned, except for his mindset. Okay, this is my point. Like, I did the best case, worst case yesterday, right? I went best case scenario. Here's what it is. I did worst case scenario. Here's what it is. Worst case scenario, pretty scary, right? Pretty scary. Best case scenario. Everyone that's been talking about this is a fucking asshole, including me probably at some point. But nonetheless, his brain is not focused on this shit even a little bit. Okay? If he loses to Luke, I will not be on the train that, oh, it's because he got rattled because of all this stuff. If Luke beats him, Luke beat him. Now, let's get into what she had to say, and I'm going to preface this like this. I do not think this was a good decision. I don't think putting out any information is a good decision on her part at all. If you understand the game you're in, you didn't decide that you wanted to play, you did not opt into this game. This is not a game that you said, you know what, I think I would love to do this, even though it's fantastic for your husband. Phenomenal for your husband. This could not be better for your husband. And it's going to be really interesting to see how he does handle it when it comes to the press conference. But I understand she did not opt into this game, and so she doesn't have to really evaluate the game she's playing and decide if she's making good decisions as it relates to the game. But she's in it, and so she should. And here's the deal. If you want people to stop talking shit, don't say anything. Don't say a word. Anything that you say is going to be used against you. That's the way this works, all right? I have been trying to be fair to them this entire time, and I'm going to continue to do so now. So I say, you're making another bad decision. Don't put shit on the internet. They're just going to twist your words. They're just going to make you look bad, because anyone can do that if they wanted to. If I wanted to be a fucking asshole about this post right here, I absolutely could. Okay? Nonetheless, let's watch it, and then we'll get into what I think. All right. Bam.
At the hate, the majority of the clips and the comments that I'm getting, without a doubt, the biggest thing that I've done wrong is age. I've gotten older. I've had a birthday every year, and that's disgusting coming from a woman, especially.
All right. So this is the angle we're going. We're going the sexism angle. All right. Right. So, I don't think this is a good approach. I really don't think this is a good approach with the MMA community. I'm just saying, if you are saying a thing that falls in line with I am victim, I'm telling you that will blow up in your face every time. This is not going to go well if this is the angle that we're taking. It's not just that you are 40. That's not why people were hammering you. It's because you're 40 and Ian Garry is very, very young. Okay? That's what it is. Now, let's continue. I don't think that this is a good approach right out of the gate, but continue.
Getting older is not acceptable. So I'm a little bit, I fucked up there. I'm 40, and to people who haven't met me and are sat at home, that's really disturbing to them. They're really very upset about it.
I will 100% back her on that. No one's met her, and that is, people judging you if they haven't met you is kind of stupid.
And spending a great deal of time telling me how horrendous it is that I'm 40. Another thing that I did is that I dated someone almost 14 years younger than me. Actually, didn't just date him, married him, Ian. And that has really deeply shocked some people. It's shocked them so much that it's definitely not laced with sexism. It's affected their thoughts on everyone in the industry, including males who are dating females of the exact same age gap. They've definitely
not the same. We'll continue.
Been offended by that as well. On to...
Okay, so she stopped there, so I'm going to stop there really quick. And then she's going to talk about the book, I think. So, the sexism angle. Is anyone of the opinion that a 40-year-old dude dating a 26-year-old girl is the same as a 40-year-old woman dating a 26-year-old dude? It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. Girls are smarter than dudes, okay? Generally speaking. Or mature faster than dudes. When I was 26, I thought I was really smart and really mature and whatever. I was a fucking idiot, okay? I was a fucking idiot. Girls also... The thing is, though, I will say this. Men are more attractive when they're 40, generally, if they are successful and still in shape or whatever, to younger girls than older women are to younger guys, because women don't generally hold up the way that she has until they're, I mean, she doesn't look like she's going to break down anytime soon. Like, she is a fucking alien, dude. She has multiple kids. She's had a kid a year ago. She looks like that. She's a fucking alien, dude. She's an alien. Her and Gabrielle are not very dissimilar in terms of their age. Gabrielle's younger than her, but not by much. And Gabrielle has 3 kids, and Gabrielle looks like Gabrielle looks. You know, like that's abnormal. The thing about the 40 to 26 has to do with like a maturity level thing more than anything else. That's all. I'm not even throwing rocks at this, dude. I'm just saying, playing the sexist route. This is the wrong fucking crowd for that, dude. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, this is like I'm looking for sympathy from the MMA community in a sexism, racism way. That shit ain't gonna work, man. That shit's just not gonna work.
Truth number 2, and this one's the big reveal. I wrote a book called How to Be a WAG. Now, that statement itself is a little bit of a stretch. I can hardly call myself an author of an 11-page audible-only satire story that was written in 2010. Now, 2010, that context is key because that was during the FIFA World Cup, where I was working at OK Magazine, working with various different gossip mags, and we were creating this hilarious satire look at wives and girlfriends in football. That's what WAG stands for, wives and girlfriends. It's got nothing to do with age. And I wasn't even then, I wasn't 40 then, was I? So come on, a little bit of maths. If you want to call me an author for that, sweet. I think it was more of a light-hearted podcast, but I was well ahead of my time. That satirical look is, if you listen to it, really silly. And anyone who takes it as fact has completely missed the mark. Lo and behold, I'll hold my hands up, sarcasm isn't well taken, especially with American audiences. British humor and British sarcasm is often lost.
That is why I included this right here, okay? Because this video definitely supports what she's saying, okay? This, it says it was originally published in 2013, but this is like a jokey thing that they did about, like, it's like she's supposed to be dressed as Princess Leia, and they did this whole thing with, like, you know, with football players or whatever, you know, like, it's a joke. It's obviously a fucking joke. And through that lens, I would say that I believe her, yo. Like, I believe her. Is it more likely that she wrote a book that really was encouraging people to marry a rich footballer and drive towards the lucrative divorce, or that she was making fun of the thing and it was a joke? Like, in all honesty, it's more likely it's a fucking joke, you know? But you know what she didn't talk about is she didn't talk about her ex-husband living with them, which in my opinion is kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's way weirder to me. Now, let's watch a little bit of this actually really quick.
Hey Odali, Achuta, hello and welcome. I'm Layla Anna-Lee, and how many of you out there are ready for the semis? The Galactic Champions League is in full swing following an exciting quarter-final round. With the dust now settled, only 4 clubs are remain. Will there be some fresh faces?
All right, you guys get the point. If you guys want to stare at that, you know, oogle at that, just, you know, rewind it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you get the point. It's like, it's a fucking joke, obviously. That was. So that supports that, and I believe her. So think about the ex-husband. Now that comes to, I mean, it's like, to me, you guys saw my reaction to that when I found that out. I was like, what the fuck? So when it comes to that, you only have 2 options here. And I went over them yesterday. Either it's really important to her and Ian to keep their children together. And thus, the only way they could solve for Ian Garry being a fighter who travels around the world, whatever, was to bring this guy in because he's not going to give up custody of his kid or whatever. And she wants to have the kid's dad around. And there's just some kind of weird mixed family thing that I would never in a million fucking years do. Never in 1 million years do. Because if my wife looked like this, which she fucking does, okay? Like, then there's no way in 1 million years that I am going to put someone that she has had sex with anywhere near her when I travel, etc. Like, if this is my, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm an extraordinarily credible source on this, dude. Do you really think that there is a person that Gabrielle or this girl could be friends with who would not have sex with her if she wanted to have sex with them? Like, are you fucking serious? Anyone would have sex with them if they wanted to have sex with them. And so, like, if you get in a fight and then you end up, like, I'm not going to have some intimate relationship between my wife and one of her exes or whatever. They live together and then I'm going to end up leaving them alone together. It's just never going to fucking happen. To me, that shit is weird. But I can understand somehow, you know, Ian Garry, maybe he's never been cheated on. Maybe he's had, like, maybe he has a very, I don't know, overly trusting way of looking at the world there. He thinks like, oh, this could never, ever, ever, ever happen to me. So it's fine. You guys sleep in the same bed. It's totally fine. I would never fucking do it in a million years. Ever, 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 ever. She did not address that. Maybe it's because she knows she can't really explain that one away very easily. And so she's just not going to talk about it. So as it relates to her being 40 and him being 26, fucking whatever, dude. Like the WAG book, if she says it's satire and you really look at the book, you know, like, it's probably satire. Most likely. But again, if nothing else, is there any, is there any way that Ian Garry was the one who was like, you know what, let's move your ex-husband into the house? Like, that's all I'm saying about this. Is there any way that it was Ian's idea to move her ex-husband into their lives in a way where he hires him and then he lives, like, is that something that you think Ian thought of? That's all I'm saying, dude. That's all I'm saying about that. It's weird and short-sighted. I'm not trying to make an enemy out of them. I'm not trying to make an enemy out of anybody who really wants me to fucking light them up. I'm just literally telling you what I think. I would not do it personally. And I trust my wife 100%, and I still wouldn't do it. You know? Just bad business, dude. Bad policy. It's like, what's the right way to put this? It's like if if a person that you care about used to just be a glutton for food. They used to eat fucking bacon, hamburgers, all kinds of, you know, like pizza. And then that's like on their, that's like when they're eating well, they're just Oreos and all kinds of rancid shit. And then you taught them how to eat like a normal person so that they could carry it like this. And they got super skinny and they got super in shape. But you're like, all right, well, that's great. You've been holding that together for 4 or 5 years. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to leave you in the house with 25 bags of Oreos, greasy ass pizza, you know, hamburgers, hot dogs, and all kinds of other rancid shit, you know, because I just want to tempt you with it. I just want to tempt you with it. You know, I know, like, you've shown for 5-6 years you have not, you know, cheated with any of those foods, but like, I'm just going to fill the house with those and then I'm going to leave, you know? I won't know if you eat them and you're staying skinny just for me. The only reason you got skinny is for me. I won't know. So just please don't eat the pizza. I trust you. It's just dumb. Bad policy. Anyway, so that's my thought on that. Like I said, I think Ian is going to dirt nap Luque. I think he's going to be a world champion. I don't see this girl derailing it at all, and that's just what it is. Now, going back to the company, though. So I spoke about the company that they formed, which is the Future Group, which was incorporated in Dublin, or in Ireland, and she had it listed as since February of 2021 on her LinkedIn. So I verified it is owned by her and Ian Garry. However, it was not incorporated until September of 2022. So on her LinkedIn, she has it listed as February of 2021, which, like I said in my last video, I was like, dude, that's getting incorporated real fucking early, dude. Like, that's her getting involved in his finances really, really early. So when I found out that they actually incorporated it in September of 2022, I have to go, all right, so that's after they have a fucking kid together. You know, like they're married and they have a kid together. So now they've created it to properly structure his finances. All right. So it's not looking that shady anymore, you know? But, you know, just all notable, dude. I don't see Ian Garry melting down. I don't see, I don't know, dude. Like I said, it's tough for me to be objective. Also, people, not just girls, humans that have a British accent. Also, for some reason, I can't properly interpret information. I could just tell she's really bad. I understand why she's pissed. But doesn't mean everybody's wrong. So that's what I got. I love you guys. Bye-bye.